Chuckload of Comics is brought to you by Cold War Games, creators of Squarriors, Fight Your Friends, and Lady Death Last Stand. For more information, visit coldwar.us.
This week on Chuckload of Comics, we're reviewing 3 films coming to a theater near you. The Olivia Wilde-directed Booksmart, the new Amazon Prime series The Boys, and Pokemon Detective Pikachu. All that plus Twitter reactions for the new John Wick Chapter 3, right here on Chuckload of Comics. Hey guys, welcome to Chuckload of Comics, sponsored by Cold War Games. Happy Free Comic Book Day.
Happy Free Comic Book Day.
The best day of the year. If you don't know what Free Comic Book Day is, guys, at the first Saturday of every May, every year, first Saturday of May, your local comic book shop is going to give away tons of free comics.
It's so cool. Unfortunately, you're watching this on Sunday, so technically it was
That's
yesterday, but...
Not to confuse you, yesterday was Free Comic Book Day, but at the time of this filming, today is Free Comic Book Day. If you can handle that sort of craziness, then you'll be just fine on the episode today, guys. What did you guys get at Free Comic Book Day? We'd love to know. Leave us a comment. While you're there, click the subscribe button, guys. Join the Chuckload of Comics family. We are here every single Sunday, breaking down the nerdy news of the week. This week is super duper special. We're going to do nothing but movie reviews this week. We were graced by the movie gods. They were shining on us. We got invited to 3 screenings, 3 early screenings.
3.
To 3 movies that I have been highly anticipating.
I know, right? How
we
did
saw,
we get so lucky?
I don't know. We saw Booksmart, the Olivia Wilde-directed film, the first episode of The Boys. Oh my God. If you're comic book fans, you know you're excited about The Boys. Coming out not till July. We've seen it. We're going to break it down for you. Detective Pikachu. Is that a thing?
Pokemon.
Detective Pikachu. Shauna saw it. We're going to give you a breakdown of that. And, of course, the first reviews for John Wick Chapter 3. They are in. And they are glowing.
Can't wait.
People are freaking out about how great John Wick Chapter 3 is. We're going to read those for you at the end of the show. These are all non-spoilers, so don't freak out. Just giving you our thoughts and our scores. First review of the day. Booksmart. This movie comes out May 24th to a theater near you. Rated R. It's the movie that it's directed by Olivia Wilde.
Her directorial debut.
Directorial debut from Olivia Wilde knocks it out of the park. If you don't know who she is, you might know her from the show House. She was on the she was in the movie Tron Legacy.
That's right.
If you saw Cowboys and Aliens, you might recognize Olivia Wilde from that.
It looks like she doesn't want people to remember that movie.
I think she took that off of her IMDb. It's funny. Jon Favreau directed that film, as a matter of fact.
Oh, interesting.
The movie is about 2 academic superstars and best friends, Molly and Amy. On the eve of their high school graduation, they realize they should have worked less and played more. Determined not to fall short of their peers, the girls try to cram 4 years of fun into one night. The movie stars Beanie Feldstein, Caitlin Dever, and Skylar Gisondo. Skylar, you know, from Santa Clarita Diet.
Yes, I'm so glad he's getting into the movies. He's amazing. I love it.
I'm so sad that show got canceled.
I know.
The movie's got a 1 hour, 42-minute runtime. I really dug this movie.
I did too. It was great.
From the first trailer that I saw, this has been a really highly anticipated film. It's been on my radar since the first time I saw the trailer. Great red band trailer, lots of profanity. But I was worried. I was worried that this would be like an American Pie.
Right.
Nothing but dick and fart jokes the whole time, and I was pleasantly surprised. It was way more Dazed and Confused, super bad than it was American Pie.
Like, it actually had a great plot, and it was more of a deep story. The girls, the relationship between the 2 actors.
The chemistry between Molly and Amy, played by Beanie Feldstein and Caitlin Dever, wonderful chemistry.
Yeah.
They felt like friends. Wonderful actresses. Keep your eye on these 2. They are going to be superstars. They're going to be in all the movies coming up.
No kidding. All of the movies.
Same way with Skylar. Skylar Gisondo. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Skylar. If not, leave us a comment. Let us know I'm screwing it up. Also going to be a super duper major movie star, I think. What I liked about this is, you know, you've kind of seen this type of thing before where high schoolers on the last day, kind of like American Pie-ish, where they go off and they have one big party. But what makes this movie special, the interesting little plot device, I thought, is that these girls have been they've been spending all their 4 years in high school studying, trying to get into a good college.
Right.
But they find out, which they do. They wind up going to Yale and I think Columbia. But they find out that this whole time, all the popular kids got into the same colleges that they got into. So a light switch turns on. Like, wait a minute, we could have been partying and studying, and it's just not fair.
Right.
It's not fair that the jocks and the popular kids are getting into the same schools as we are, so they decide, okay, this is our last night. We're going to get 4 years worth of partying in to this night. And they do. They go on a wild, hilarious romp. It's funny.
It's great. There's nonstop laughter, and like you said, it's got heart. I mean, it's a great movie.
It does, and it's a testament to the acting abilities and the chemistry between Molly and Amy.
And again, the directing
And
of
Olivia Wilde. Oh my
She
God,
killed it, man.
Olivia knocked it out of the park
Yeah.
in her directorial debut.
Can't wait to see more from her now. I mean, this is gonna be great.
Yeah. And I saw some behind the scenes photos that looks like they were having a lot of fun when they were shooting.
Awesome.
So this movie, I'm gonna score it a solid B+.
Sweet, I agree.
You're a B+ as well?
I'm a B+.
Your Chuckload of Comics score?
That's right.
So guys, check out Booksmart. It comes out May 24th to a theater near you. I highly recommend it.
Couldn't agree more.
All right, guys, our next review, The Boys. If you're a comic book fan and you've read this book right here, The Boys, you're going to flip lids. I'm going to get into the review in just a second. The show doesn't come out till July 26th. It's going to be an Amazon Prime original show. It's not rated just yet, but trust me, this is going to be a hard R.
Yeah.
Do they even rate shows on streaming services?
I think it's just like mature audiences kind of thing. I don't know.
Well,
But
this
yeah.
is very mature. TVMA plus. It's from creators Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, the
Sweet.
creative geniuses behind Sausage Party, Green Hornet, Superbad, The End,
Preacher.
Oh my God, knocks it out of the park. Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. What it's about, it's a group of vigilantes who set out to take down corrupt superheroes who abuse their superpowers. Like I said before, it's based on the 72-issue run of this comic right here, The Boys. I hope I'm holding it up right.
You
I
are.
am. It's by Garth Ennis and Derek Robertson. Garth Ennis, you mentioned The Preacher earlier. He wrote The Preacher.
Yep.
I haven't read it yet.
I know.
I picked it up after I already saw the show. I picked it up at Free Comic Book Day at Chicago Comics.
That's right.
Can't wait to dive into this.
I know.
The show stars Carl Urban, Elizabeth Shue, Simon Pegg, Jack Quaid, and many, many more. Amazing cast of
Listen to
characters
that
in this
cat,
thing.
That's insane.
I know. I didn't even know Simon Pegg was in it, and he showed up. He had
That's
actually a
crazy.
pretty big role in
And
the pilot
Elizabeth
episode.
Shue too, man.
And Elizabeth Shue came up out of nowhere. Guys, I loved every single second of the show. If you can't tell, I'm busting with excitement. I can't wait for all you guys to see it. It's a perfect blend of The Watchmen and Tick.
That's
Tick.
great.
Picture The Watchmen, but with comedy, and picture the Tick, but with blood
Violence.
and guts and violence and sexual content and full frontal nudity. It's all in there. Very mature, guys. It's got one of the bloodiest death scenes I've ever seen, like right at the
Really?
beginning of the show. The show starts out, it's really cool. No spoilers or anything, but right at the beginning of the show, it's a hilarious little scene where you got two kids talking about who would win in a fight. They're having the who would win in a fight
the Superman
between
or
this
Batman
superhero,
or-
this
yeah,
superhero.
yeah.
It's very it's very Justice League-y. The characters in the show and in the book are really based not even loosely on the Justice League. The Wonder Woman character, the Aquaman character, the Flash character, the Superman character.
That's funny.
It screams Justice League. I mean, it is the Watchmen meets the Tick. If I didn't explain it better earlier, superheroes exist in the universe, but they're with great power comes great assholishness. Apparently, because they just abuse their power, and
So funny.
it harkens back to like Disney, where superpowerdom is a big money business.
Sure.
They've all got sponsorships. They've all got theme parks. There's a scene, Elizabeth Shue is kind of the head of Vought. Vought is the corporation that pretty much manages all the superheroes worldwide. They trade superheroes from city to city. They rent them
my
out.
gosh.
Like there's a scene where she's meeting with like the mayor of Baltimore. Like, look, your crime is up 60%. We will contract this particular superhero to you for $300 million. That's kind of how it works.
What a cool concept for a
I
story.
know. They have a big board meeting where they're talking about, just like with Disney, this, this person's movie made $300 million. We expect the sequel to make $1 billion. It screams the world that we're living in right now.
That's so cool.
Bloody guts. I mean, you're going to just go nuts with how gory and delicious
That
this
is
show is. I
crazy.
can't say enough about it, guys. It comes out July 26th.
Man.
Solid A++. You guys are going to love it.
I wish I could have seen that, but I went and saw Detective Pikachu instead.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and get into our third review of the day. Detective Pikachu, the Pokemon movie that comes out May 9th, that comes out next weekend. Rated PG. It's from director Rob Letterman. He was the director of Shark's Tale, Gulliver's Travels with Jack Black, but he really hit major directorial success with his movie Goosebumps, which came out, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Made tons of money, Goosebumps. He's doing Detective Pikachu. Shauna, I didn't get to go see it. You did. What's Detective Pikachu all about?
Well, let me tell you. So it starts off, this 21-year-old Tim finds out that his ace detective father, whom he hasn't seen in 10 years, has died. So Tim travels to Rhyme City, where his dad lived, to collect his belongings. While in the apartment, Tim runs into Pikachu, who was his father's Pokemon, and they discover that they can actually understand each other. Pikachu tells Tim that he doesn't think his dad died, so together they go off to solve the mystery. Pikachu is starring Mr. Ryan Reynolds himself as the voice of Pikachu, Justice Smith, and Catherine Newton, with a total runtime of 1 hour and 44 minutes.
And it's based on a game, right? I mean, it's based on the Nintendo 3DS game, Detective Pikachu, that
came out a couple years ago.
That was like early 2000s,
Oh.
I think. I've never played the game. I know nothing about Pokemon.
I don't either.
At all. Before we get into your what your thoughts were, your review of it, I want to read you a couple things.
Please do.
I've got a couple Twitter reactions from critics who have seen it. I wanted to compare some notes. See what they think compared to what you think.
Yeah.
So, first reaction comes from the good people at Collider.com. They write, Detective Pikachu is made for Pokemon fans and features a hyper-cute title character, but its half-baked plot and ridiculous reveals will leave casual moviegoers scratching their heads.
Wow.
Didn't seem like they really dug it all that much.
I know.
The next one's way more positive. Most of them online have been positive.
Yeah.
The next one comes from Men vs. Movies, who writes, oh my gosh, absolutely loved Detective Pikachu. Very relatable, emotional, and surprisingly mature story that's perfect for the whole family. Non-fans and Pokemon diehards will fall in love with this heartwarming, visually stunning cross between Blade Runner and Roger Rabbit.
Blade Runner.
I'm going to have to ask you about that in just a second. The last one comes from Max Borg. Max Borg wrote, it's a delightful, heartfelt slice of fun for all ages that puts character ahead of spectacle and has a genuinely compelling mystery at its core. No previous knowledge required, but fans of the franchise will get a kick out of a couple of the details.
Wow.
Blade Runner meets Roger Rabbit, Shauna. Go.
I see the Roger Rabbit aspect,
Obviously.
but Blade Runner? I have no idea where that guy got that from.
So let's go back to the Collider tweet. What do you think about how they mentioned that the weak storyline?
I couldn't disagree more. I mean, and it's strange because I usually am right on board with whatever Collider feels and says, but I do not agree with them at all because I was never into Pokemon, not whatsoever. I know who Pikachu is. I think the entire world
You don't know
knows
anything
who
about
Pikachu is.
Jigglypuff and
Nope.
Charizard, and those are the only two I know.
Nope. No, nothing about their powers, nothing.
Squeakle Butts? I don't know.
The little mime guy, but I loved the movie. I thought it was great. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't lost. I thought the plot was also great. I don't know what they're talking about, the half-baked plot. I think Collider just completely missed the mark. I couldn't agree more with Men vs. Movies and Max Borg here. I think they hit the nail on the head. Minus the Blade Runner thing. I'm not quite sure what
You didn't get the Blade Runner thing? I'm
No.
looking for Blade Runner as soon as I go see this. I'm going to try to find the Blade Runner parts. Runtime, hour and 44 minutes.
Yeah.
Did it feel rushed? Did it feel too short?
It felt like perfect amount of time. And, I mean, if you're a pet owner, which we are, it's always fun to see cute little characters on screen because you just automatically see your own pets on
I do.
screen. So I think that helps as also with why I love the movie because I looked at Pikachu and I just saw Walter the whole time.
Aw. So what do you think, man? What's your Chuckload of Comics score for Detective Pikachu?
Solid B+.
B+?
Yeah.
Not an A?
Not an A. I mean, it is a kids movie. It's PG. It's definitely geared towards the kids. And I also think that fans of Pokemon will get a lot out of it.
Yeah.
But as a non-Pokemon knowledge person, I give it a solid B+.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm stoked to see it.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and round out the show, as we like to do from time to time. The first reviews for John Wick 3 are in.
So excited for this
And
movie.
they are stellar.
Can't
I have not seen one bad review on Twitter for John Wick 3.
Yes.
We're going to read some of the tweets from the people who have seen it, share our thoughts. First one comes from Jim Vejvoda.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Jim Vejvoda wrote, chock full of intense set pieces and brutal kills while also providing new facets to the intricate underworld lore. fans of the franchise have come to love. John Wick 3 will please fans of the franchise.
Yes.
That's pretty good. Next one comes from Courtney Howard, who wrote John Wick 3, eye-popping, jaw-dropping, show-stopping, killer, extends world-building dynamics beautifully, but also assigns meaningful resonance to character-driven action. Keanu Reeves is perfect. Wow. Asia Kate Dillon is magnetic, and Halle Berry kicks ass. Loved every stellar minute.
Wow. Stellar.
Every stellar minute. Next one comes from Eric Davis, who writes, more reactions. Finally allowed to say that John Wick 3 is hands down the best of the three movies. Wow. Ridiculously inventive fight scenes, lots more world building, and great villains. There is a knife fight in this movie that is aces. Also, Halle Berry's character needs her own standalone series.
Wow.
That's an idea.
That's cool, man.
Because they do have the show coming out about the Continental Hotel. Will Halle Berry be in it? Maybe will she get her own show? The last one comes from Howie Tran Bowie. I'm totally butchering your name. It's probably not Howie, but anyway, on to proper John Wick 3 reaction. Pure visceral cinema. After the dramatic world expansion of Chapter 2, Chapter 3 returns to a leaner, exhilarating story chock full of breathless, bone-crunching action, and even a few laughs. I was sweating 30 minutes in. This movie rules.
Wow, man. These
And
guys know how to write.
that's just 4 of them, guys. There's tons. Everybody on Twitter. Just go on Twitter, search John Wick Chapter 3, and just bathe in the love that is the Twitter reactions of John Wick Chapter 3.
And John Wick is just the little movie that never could. That could. I didn't say that right.
John Wick might wind up being the greatest trilogy since Star Wars.
Right?
I mean, every single one has not only been as good as the one before it, but better.
Yeah.
And like a lot of these people in their tweets are saying, it's excellent world building. And all because of the death of a puppy.
Yeah, I know, right?
Each movie builds more and more and more. Yes, last one we saw the introduction of Morpheus.
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence Fishburne made his way into the show.
Speaking of which, this one's including like the entire Matrix cast.
Yeah, Trinity.
Yeah.
The actress that plays Trinity is in Chapter 3, plus Halle Berry.
Yep.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. He's talking about the knife fight. We saw that in the trailer. Looks hilarious. In the scene where they're riding motorcycles and they pull out the samurai swords and they're having a samurai sword freaking motorcycle fight. Oh my God. So I couldn't be more excited.
I know.
Could not be more excited, guys. John Wick comes out May 16th.
Sweet.
Get stoked. So what's that, like 2 weeks? So the weekend after Detective Pikachu. Go see Detective Pikachu for the fun. Stay to John Wick for the blood.
Right? What a killer month for movies, man. May is just crushing it.
Couldn't be more excited, guys. So there you go. If you missed any of our reviews on this episode, guys, double back. Go to the channel. We reviewed Booksmart, the new show The Boys, and Pokemon Detective Pikachu. Thanks a lot for watching. Click the subscribe button, guys. Join the Chuckload of Comics family. Join us here every single Sunday for movie reviews, comic book talk. Have a happy free comic book day.
That's right.
Depending on when you're watching this. And we'll see you here next Sunday, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful week.